Guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to the crew, my name is Natasha B, and this channel is all about beauty, fashion, inspiration, and travel. And with that being said, let's get right into the video. All right, guys, so today's video is clearly about me being officially furloughed for the second time. So I just received my letter literally last night. Well, I received it yesterday evening. I wasn't home, so my mom ended up getting it for me, but still, so I had no idea why my company was sending me another FedEx letter. Literally, they love to send things through FedEx. Like, I now downloaded the app, and now I get to see, like, oh, they got something coming from me in FedEx. Like, they always send something via FedEx. So technically, via contract, our company has to let us know 30 days prior to us being furloughed that we will potentially be furloughed. So as of the 1st of March, technically that would be our 30 days. So it's just letting me know that this is an official notice of involuntarily furlough. And it's pretty much talking about like Congress, how they passed the PSP, the first one, and that allowed a lot of us to come back. However, during this time, there have been a lot of people that took the voluntary separation package that they offered. So since people took that allowed them to keep on more people for this next furlough. So this second furlough, they're not going to be furloughing as many people, but they're still going to be furloughing, period. So it's just saying that, you know, this crisis, this pandemic isn't over. With encouraging news with like the vaccines and stuff, they don't expect customer demand right now to increase between March 1st and the 31st of March. So therefore, they're just going to go ahead and, you know, proceed with the whole involuntarily furlough process. So they're letting me know. It says, as a result, we formally placing you on involuntary furlough effective the April schedule month, aka April 1st, 2021, in pursuit of our contract or whatever. So yeah, like I said, 30 days. So technically, since I got it on the 2nd, the last day of the month is March 31st. So technically that still is in the 30-day period within me receiving it, at least. Also, then it also, of course, just says, like, you know, the PPP ends March 31st. So it only covered them until March 31st. So technically, we have, when the first PSP passed in December, we technically got back paid for December, and then we got paid for January, then we got paid again for February, and then we'll get paid again for this month in March, and then that'll be it. And then we're back on either unemployment or whatever. Some people, of course, are non-qualified, so, or NQ, what you see some people say. So I am currently non-qualified because y'all, literally the story is crazy. So I have not flown since March of 2020. That was the last time I had a trip. I filmed a flight for you guys, anything like that. Last time that any of that happened was March of 2020. So I came home in March, not thinking that this thing was going to be as long as it is, for one. April came around and I ended up getting a line. That was the only reason why I packed up my stuff out of my crash pad, because I was like, well, I talked to a few like people who were more senior to me, and they were saying that, yeah, you junior people are gonna get a line. So I was like, oh, okay, well that means I won't have to pay for a month of my crash pad. So I'll just put everything in my car, and then I'll just go to my parents' house or whatever. And then therefore that's less money I have to like spend, which is why I packed up my things. And then when April came around, you know, I got a line, and then I didn't even work because everything was canceled, of course, due to the pandemic. So then when May came around, I ended up putting in a COLA because people were just sitting around on like reserve and things, and like we were still just trying to figure out what was going on. So I was like, well, let them figure all this out, and then I'll just, you know, collect unemployment at this point, because we just, like I said, we just didn't know. So like I said, of course, you see that all that prolonged. October 1st, they sent out our first letter about us being furloughed. So technically we were furloughed October, November, and then in December, the PSP passed. And then we were technically employed again for December, even though we had to be back paid for it in January. So yeah, so that's how that whole thing worked. It kind of messed up some people's unemployment. And from what I understand, some people will have to like pay money back and things like that. I just made sure that I didn't file at all for December, and I have not. Literally, like, y'all, unemployment just stopped paying me, like, I think like the second week of November or something. I don't know what happened. It was real crazy. I was just like, ugh, it's one thing after another with unemployment. I just don't know what else to do. You can't get anybody on the phone, and then when you do get on the phone, it's like it's not much help. I don't know. I still was supposed to be back paid from last year, and I still ain't got back pay. It's just a whole mess. Like I said, I just stopped filing as of November. And so December, January, February, and then this month of March, I'm pretty okay. Now, the money that we're getting, y'all, is like peanuts compared to what we were getting when we were online. So y'all, I know some people said, y'all, their checks were like $0. Like, I'm not kidding, y'all. And some people were saying their checks were like $45, $50. Like, y'all, crazy numbers. And people are like, if this is PSP, like, I should have just stayed on unemployment, because how am I supposed to pay any kind of bills with this amount of money? Now, the thing is that you could have opted to be on COLA, like I have been most of last year. But this time I ended up not doing it, because I found out that if you are non-qualified, you have to be qualified in order for them to work you for this, like, these few months of the PSP. Now, what happened, so this is how it all played out. So January came around, PSP passed in December, January came around, and then they had to give us a 30-day notice to come back to work. So we had up until, I believe, like the 15th or so, or like the 20-something of January, in order to accept our recall. So like I said, they passed PSP in December. So then my company has to send out notifications, another FedEx piece of mail. They had to send that out again, letting us know, like, hey, PSP has passed, pretty much we're going to rehire you during this time. So you had to go into the website and things, and you had to accept being hired back. Now, once you are hired back and you officially accept it, then that's when you could apply for COLA for these few months, or you could just be like, okay, if you work me, you work me. If you don't, you don't. So I did a little research, and I realized that my best bet was to just not take COLA and just still get paid from the PSP, because I knew I was still going to be able to be at home. So this is how that part worked. So I accepted my callback sometime like the middle of January. So I finally accepted it. And then I believe technically we were able to go back to work, I believe either the 30th of January or the 31st of January. Something like that is like up in that area, to where that would be the first day that we would have to report back to work. So like I said, when they tell us they're going to hire us back, they have to give us a 30-day notice. And from what I understand, our 30-day notice ended, our first day of work started like either the 30th of January or the 31st. So I am considered non-qualified. And the reason why I'm considered non-qualified is because I never did get my CQ training from last year. So the last time I had training was when I graduated. So that was the last time I had any kind of training whatsoever. Now, you're supposed to be qualified. You're supposed to go to training every single year, which is called CQ. So I didn't get CQ last year. So since I graduated in June, you usually have like a grace period and things like that as far as when you can go to CQ. So technically my CQ is supposed to be in like April, but you have like, I think like a month or so grace period, month or two grace period. And if you don't do it after that, then I don't know what kind of consequences there are, and I'm not trying to find out. So usually, from what I understand, people usually, of course, make it. I haven't really heard of anybody that didn't make it. I don't really, like I said, I don't really know what happens, and I'm not trying to figure it out. So I am non-qualified. Like I said, I left in March of last year from work, and then April I had a line, but I never worked for April. Now, April was supposed to be the month that I got scheduled for CQ, but with everything going on in the pandemic, things were shut down, so there was no CQ. So I never got CQ put on my schedule, and then after April, I ended up taking a COLA for May. And then once I started seeing more of what was going on and like things just were not going to get better for a while, is when I took an extended COLA. And I think I might have done like, I think I did like 3-month increments just to kind of give it some time, just to kind of see what was going to happen. So like I said, I have not technically worked at all since March of last year. Now, since now the PSP has been passed in December and we can officially start work as of the end of January, technically we only have 2 months to where we can officially work, but we're getting paid for December, January, February, and March. So I was like, well, since I'm non-qualified and I'm at the bottom of the totem pole because I'm junior, they're starting in seniority order as far as getting people qualified. And then 2 is social distancing. Only a certain amount of people can be in the room at a certain time. Like they're taking all the different precautions and things like that to make sure everybody's safe. So since they're doing that, it's going to take them a while to even get to anybody that's at the bottom. So because I'm at the bottom, I figured they're not gonna qualify me before the PSP runs out. So seems like I'm right because you know, I'm still non-qualified. Now, people who were already qualified, they definitely were able to go back to work immediately if they wanted to. However, like I said, if you were non-qualified, then you were not able to go back to work. So that's me. So I've been at home and I've just been collecting the little PSP check or whatever for right now. And then, you know, for right now, they said, we'll see what happens if, you know, this, suppose it's like a second PSP that's in the talks right now. So if a second one gets passed before the 31st of March, then, you know, that'll be a different story. You know, things will change or whatever. We probably won't be furloughed. But as of right now, nothing has been passed as of March 3rd. So therefore, we will be furloughed as of April 1st. So April 1st, you know, all of us can put back in our unemployment claims if we want and, you know, keep filing. And it'll be like supposed to like completely new claim and like all this extra stuff. So that's what's going on right now, guys. I wanted to let you guys know. I know a lot of you have had questions. I have been MIA for a minute, y'all. Literally, y'all, I have been lazy. I have just been enjoying doing nothing, enjoying my family. Y'all know my family is crazy, so we really have a good time. They get on my nerves for sure, but I'm really just kind of like enjoying just being at home and kind of soaking it up because this pandemic has really made you have family time. Like, we were literally able to experience all of the holidays because I've been home since March, me and my sister. So the fact that we've been able to experience all of the holidays as a family again in like some years, it was actually pretty nice. So everybody's birthday, we got to celebrate together, you know, anniversaries, Valentine's Day, and, you know, like all these Thanksgiving, Christmas, all these holidays and things we were able to really celebrate together. So I'm enjoying it. You know, I'm still trying to, you know, get my parents out the house. You know, they're very scary. So I'm trying to get them out the house, you know, to do things, get out, get some fresh air, you know, because we just kind of cooped up in the house all the time. So everybody's working from home. So, you know, all 4 of us in the house, you know, it seems like it get a little crowded. But yeah, so, I mean, it's still fine. I'm enjoying my time. I just know, of course, after the pandemic, once this thing is over with, my sister's gonna be gone, I'm gonna be gone, and I know my mom is gonna like boo-hoo cry, but at the same time, she's gonna be very happy that, you know, we're out of the house. But especially since our dog passed, you know, she really doesn't have anybody in the house with her. So, you know, when my dad out running the restaurant and things like that, you know, she'll kind of be at home by herself. So, you know, she's starting to realize those things, but she's really enjoying our company right now. And yeah, we're just really enjoying each other's company. So I hope you guys are staying safe. Let me know in the comments, you know, if you are with another airline, let me know how it's going. If you're trying to still get on with an airline, let me know how that is going, because I don't know what's up with that. I did see like a few posts about like Spirit people were getting interviews or something. I thought that was actually pretty neat. So yeah, like keep leaving it in the comments. Let me know what's going on, guys. Let me know that you're safe, you're doing well. Yeah, and I will continue posting more, but as of right now, as far as flight attendant stuff, yeah, it's a no because it's nothing going on right now. So whenever things do pop back off again, of course, I'll be back on here, let you guys know what's up. But for right now, it's just going to kind of be like other business stuff that I have going on or just like working from home. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.